Folks, in my 20 years immersed inside NFL locker rooms, scouting reports, and front offices, I've never seen anything quite like this right now. Something massive is unfolding, a seismic shift that could alter the power balance of the league for years to come. And what's even crazier? It's happening behind the scenes, under the radar, but I'm here to tell you, if you think you know what's happening, you're only scratching the surface. Trust me, this is just the tip of an iceberg that's about to explode. And the craziest part? It involves a player you've heard of, a rising star whose rapid ascent has everyone talking. But what's hidden beneath the surface? That's the secret I'm about to reveal, a secret so explosive, so game-changing, it could leave the NFL world reeling. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear will blow your mind, and there's a lot more coming. But for now, if you're serious about staying on the inside track, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe, smash that like, and turn on the notification bell, because this is the kind of intel they don't want you to have, and the kind that's about to rewrite league history. Now, before I get into the specifics, I need you to understand one thing: this is not just another trade rumor. No, what's happening right now has layers of strategy, manipulation, and long-term planning that makes the NFL's chess game look like a kid's checkers match. The Green Bay Packers, a storied franchise with a legendary history and a proud fanbase, are about to make a move so bold, so calculated, it will ripple across the entire league. They're looking at a player, a young offensive tackle who just broke out in spectacular fashion, and they're asking themselves, could he be the missing piece, the key to our future dominance? And if the rumors are true, they're willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. But how? Well, that's where the secret sauce comes in. And I've got exclusive intel that points to a potential trade that's being negotiated right now, as we speak. This isn't speculation, folks, this is insider info, coming straight from league sources who are in the know. And trust me, what I'm about to lay out could very well be the biggest story of the offseason, maybe of the entire NFL year. So, let's back up for a second and take a deep, detailed look at the team that's currently involved, the Green Bay Packers. Because understanding their needs, their roster, and their long-term vision is essential to grasping why this move is not only plausible but inevitable if the right pieces fall into place. The Packers, after finishing the 2025 season with a record of 9-7-1, narrowly missing the playoffs, are at a crossroads. Their quarterback, Jordan Love, entered his third season as the starter after an uneven start but showed flashes of elite potential, especially in the final quarter of the season. The defense, however, remains a concern, particularly the pass rush, which struggled at times against high-caliber opponents. But the real issue? The offensive line. Yes, that's right. For all the talk about talent on offense, their protection has been inconsistent at best. And that's where the focus is right now. The Packers' offensive line, after years of patchwork and trying to find stability, finally looked a bit steadier with young players stepping up, but there's still a glaring weakness at right tackle. Enter the target I'm about to discuss, Darnell Wright. The kid is not just another lineman, he's a prototype of what the NFL has been chasing for a decade, a hyper-athletic, powerful, technically refined road grader with the potential to anchor an elite offensive line. And reports from the NFL Combine and his college tape at Tennessee? They're glowing. This guy moves with a rare combination of power and agility, a perfect storm for today's NFL where pass protection is king, but the running game still rules. Now, let's dig into Wright's journey. From his college days at Tennessee, he showcased the kind of versatility that scouts drool over: 47 games played, 42 starts, including 27 at right tackle, but also experience at right guard and left tackle. That kind of flexibility? That's invaluable in the NFL. He earned first-team All-SEC honors in 2022, and his combine measurables? They're monstrous, standing around 6 feet 5 inches and 320-plus pounds, with explosive strength and an athletic profile that screams top tier. Wright's strengths? A relentless motor, elite hand placement, and an ability to reset and anchor like a mountain. His run blocking? Mauling. His pass protection? Shockingly refined, especially considering he played through a torn UCL last season, yet finished with just 3 sacks allowed and 19 pressures, numbers that, frankly, blow away many seasoned tackles. But here's the kicker: the improvement from 2023 to 2025 has been astounding. In his rookie year, he was 2 raw penalties, sacks allowed, pressures, all of it. He was viewed as a functional prospect back then, someone with potential but no guarantee he'd reach the elite level. Fast forward 2 years, and he's a second-team All-Pro, one of the most consistent and dominant young tackles in the league. That kind of dramatic leap? It's rare. And it's precisely why teams like the Packers are salivating at the chance to land him. Now, here's where the rumor mill gets crazy. Word from insider circles suggests that the Bears, who own rights, are seriously considering trading him, but not just for cap space or draft picks. No, this is about positioning for a bigger move, and the Packers are front and center in the hunt. Why? Because they see in Wright not just a franchise tackle, but the future face of their offensive line for years to come. The question is, what will they have to give up? Well, that's the part I've been digging deep on. The trade mechanics? It's complicated, but not impossible. First, the Bears would likely ask for significant compensation, perhaps a high second-round pick plus a future first, or maybe even a package involving a veteran lineman or a future draft asset. Why? Because they're aware of Wright's burgeoning value. He's a young, ascending talent with multiple All-Pro votes and a contract that's still relatively affordable. The Bears, after a rebuilding season, need assets to expedite their roster overhaul, and trading Wright would be a statement move. But for the Packers? They'd be willing to push the chips in a first-round pick or a high-value player to pair with their current roster and leapfrog the other contenders. Salary cap gymnastics? That's why this rumor is so intricate. Wright's rookie deal expires after 2026, making him a prime candidate for an extension, and the Packers are reportedly prepared to pay top dollar to secure him long-term. They might even structure a deal that includes a sizable signing bonus, spreading out the cap hit over years, and creating space by restructuring some veteran contracts. But the real question is, will they be willing to give up draft capital this early? The answer is yes, if the strategic fit is right, and if the insiders are correct about the urgency. The winners? Without question, the Packers. They're getting a plug-and-play starter who can elevate their offensive line from day one. Wright's combination of technique, power, and potential makes him the perfect complement to their current scheme, especially under LaFleur's offensive system, which thrives on a strong, athletic front. Imagine Wright protecting Jordan Love's blind side or clearing the way for a dynamic rush attack. It changes everything. And in the grand scheme? This move signals the Packers' aggressive intent to reclaim their place among the NFC's elite. And what about the Bears? Well, they get assets that can be used in multiple ways: future picks, veteran help, or both. But make no mistake, trading away Wright would be a bold statement, a sign that they're prioritizing the rebuild and perhaps adopting a longer-term approach. It's a gamble, but the kind of move that could pay off big if they hit on the right draft choices. Now, the scheme fit, that's where it gets really interesting. Wright isn't just a power blocker, he's agile enough for zone blocking schemes and can pivot in pass protection quickly, making him versatile for LaFleur's offense. Compared to similar players, he's a little bit of a hybrid, a Tristan Wirfs or Laramie Tunsil type, with the upside to become a perennial All-Pro. And if he lands in Green Bay, you can bet they'll tailor their offense around his skill set, giving him the freedom to excel in both run and pass blocking. The best-case scenario? Wright arrives, becomes the cornerstone of their offensive line, and leads a dominant rushing attack paired with a more confident Jordan Love. The worst case? Injuries, adjustment issues, or a less-than-ideal scheme fit. But with his track record and the Packers' offensive mindset, I'd lean heavily toward the former. Finally, let's talk about the timeline. As of today, the NFL offseason is in full swing, free agency is looming, and draft day is just around the corner. If this trade is indeed happening, expect whispers, negotiations, and leaks in the coming weeks. The Packers, with their newfound cap space and draft capital, are positioned to make a bold move. And if they pull the trigger? The NFL landscape will shift dramatically, a direct shot across the bow to rivals like the Lions, Vikings, and even the NFC South contenders. In my professional opinion, this is not just a rumor, it's a calculated play. Green Bay needs an elite, young tackle to bridge the gap until their next quarterback arrives or proves himself. Wright fits the mold perfectly. He's a player with star upside, a high-character guy who's rapidly ascending, and a player the Packers can build around. The stars are aligning for a deal that could reshape the NFC's power structure. And here's the kicker: I've heard whispers that the deal is already close, just waiting for a few final pieces to fall into place. The insiders say that if the Packers can pull off this trade, they'll lock in right with a long-term extension, elevating their offensive line to a whole new level. Could this be the move that propels them to the Super Bowl? Absolutely. Because when you have the foundation of your offense solidified by a talent like Wright, the sky's the limit. So stay tuned, my friends. This story is far from over. The NFL is a game of chess, and right now, Green Bay is making a move that says loud and clear, they're here to stay, and they're not afraid to shake things up. Keep your eyes open, because what's coming next will be nothing short of historic. And if I were you, I'd be prepared for a blockbuster that could redefine your team's future, forever.